Hi everyone, welcome to my first podcast. My name is Pilar Olvera. I am a student from Universidad Tec Milenio. I study mechatronics engineering, and this podcast is a job from my classroom Global Culture 1. So let's start with the topic that I'm going to talk about, that is how to deal with cultural difference and promote a positive coexistence in various scenarios. For example, school, workplace, daily life. Before starting to discuss about this, we have to explain what is culture, just for a little review to have an idea. The answer about what is culture, it can be an extended concept. We can say that culture is the language you talk, or we can say that culture is an image of a person. The first time that in my class start to talk about culture and the teacher asked us, what is culture? I was shocked because I wasn't have an idea or a specific definition of culture. Are you thinking, well, a culture in Mexico is the Mexican ideologist, la virgencita, semitas, tacos, the mustache, everything that I see in my own country. If you Google it, the concept of culture, you can find the arts and other manifestation of human intellectual achievement regarded collective. In my class, the topic about culture was seen in different perspectives of the world. For example, culture in French relates to cultivation, growth, or nurture. Other example, in anthropology, culture is seen something that we learn from each other as human beings. I really like the concept that my school made because it's so much better understand than a faint concept that internet give you. For not give you a long term, I will say my concept of culture, and it's the thing that represent a different way to see all around us. The complement and the difference between us, thinking about it as a culture, we build the world. As a culture, we have our different language, dresses, food, etc. Whatever. If you are already thinking about the concept after I explain it, we can go to the question how to deal with cultural difference and promote a positive coexistence in various scenarios. Cultural difference, like the name say, is the difference with other cultures. In this topic, we involucrate a lot of the other concepts like judgment, stereotypes, the use of generalizations, cultural shock, language, cultures like melting pots, and the different dimension of culture. So everyone has passed in this moment of the life because a partner of foreign already comes, or you will go to another country or in your job you see an employer that is from another place different, and you think, how can I involve it this employer and not die in the try? I have some questions to debate and introduce the answer of the principal question. There it is, the first one: how human relationships have changed with the use of internet, social media, and globalization. I think that with all this situation, the use of internet and social media increased so much, exponentially maybe. We live in internet every day. The first thing that we do when we wake up is see the cell phone, watch if there is message or a notification or a new about something have you expected or something like that. What about the relationship? Let's make a review and see the relationship in the past. People in parties having a conversation, a man trying to take that girl through flowers or go to her house to ask the blessing of her parents, the meeting of people in social places like coffees, shops, markets, malls, even the communication with these people who can't see each other, it was through letters, telephone lines, or faxes. Nowadays, in the cell phone, you have everything. You can have a meet with a person in the way virtual. You can communicate with that person you have not seen it. You can show the last thing you do just in case if you want. Whatever, internet and social media made a little globalization between the world. I could know that what is happening in Australia even I don't actually live in Australia. All of us have an interest between us. By the way, in my point of view and the point of many studies, says that the people start to be shyer. Why? Because the internet start to make a wall for people that not accept themselves. Maybe you don't know what I'm talking about, but let's do an example. People nowadays have a chat, they texting in every social media you want, but what happens when the person you are texting it tell you, hey, let's have a call, or say, hey, I want to see you. What if you turn your camera of your cell phone? That too are the panic, but you have a shock when the person says, hey, I want to meet you, let's go to a date. It's an example, obviously, because in the majority times, in both parts, don't go to the risk and say one of the three sentences that I say. Think about it. Why people enter in a conflict to see this person in different way than texting? The other question is this. Have you been in a difficult situation due to cultural difference? I have not experienced. Maybe I was in a situation due to cultural difference, but a difficult? I don't think so. I am an open person. I enjoy to learn about all the different cultural. Even I share the knowledge, and for me, it don't matter what other people say about my culture. The other question is, what problems could be caused by rejection of difference and lack of tolerance? The problem of this, there are a lot. Discuss, debate, social lack, even war can be caused by rejection of difference. Maybe I can make a word for this podcast. I don't know, because people can have a lack of tolerance. So I am not a person who have the big tolerance in the world, but I am the person who think that people don't have to enlarge this difference, because what is the point of that? To show that your culture is better than his or her culture? I don't think that the culture is to show off. I think it's for share and listen what happening to the other culture, not to despise each other, especially have a tolerance. Not so much to accept that my culture sucks and you are right. No, not that way. It's to have a big expectation and knowledge about every culture in the world that exists. The next question. Which negative emotion could be present when a person from a minority group is rejected or left out? Negative emotion of this person, it will be obviously sadness, because in people's circle, people don't relate with this person because have this ideology, have this custom, have this way to think about it, whatever it could be. The person starts to think that it could be better to have another culture. At this point, it's dangerous, because if the person don't feel better at the pass of the time, it could grow a lack of identity. Because it start to be person who are not to have a problems, and at that point, it's not good to see a confused person. The last question is, Which action could you take to avoid the above, even when you are not directly involved? Is it best to take action or to mind your own business? So, if we talk about my business, I will take the issue so seriously. At the first time that I was that one person doesn't feel comfortable in some group of job or friends or whatever, I could take a conversation with this person and say what is happening. Maybe the person doesn't want me to say the truth for panic or confused or afraid. So I will understand if the person doesn't tell me anything. So I will investigate it before that conversation. Don't matter if the affected person tell me what's happened or not. I search the security and comfort from my business. And there it is my opinion of all this culture subject. Thanks for listening me and take care of yourself. Make love, no war. Thank you.